You're listening to Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
My personal belief is that there is very compelling evidence that we may not be alone.
There has been and is an existing presence, an ET presence. It's not going to make a difference. It's not going to change reality.
I believe, as do the other folks that were on the flight, that when we visually saw it, that it was something not from this world.
Goof On Radio.
You were either in or you were either out, brother.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Goof On Radio.
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
You're listening to Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
All right. Welcome to Goof On, everybody. Hey. It's going to be one of those nights already. I could tell. Welcome to the show, everybody. I see a lot of disturbance in the force. See it? Can't have the disturbance. Let's move it around a little. I don't know why that's happening. See it? Oh, no. Oh, Jiminy Glick. Oh. Let's do the show this way, shall we? Ho, ho, ho. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, folks. Welcome to the show tonight. I'm your little host, Rich Giordano. There, I think I got it. Tonight, we're going to talk about what you already know. Maybe we'll stop the show and just go home early. Kirkpatrick stepped down, say goodnight to the bad guy. And I did forget my intro. I forgot what I was supposed to do. If I remember, I would have done it. It would have been a cool intro, but it's not. I ruined it. Now, this can't be. Please. How? Guys, I set up a whole entire show. It's not even here. How could that even be? All right, whatever. I don't even question it anymore. Today is November 8th, 2023. Glad you could be here. I'm all over the map already. I don't even know what the hell's going on. What the hell? What are we doing today? What are we doing? Kirkpatrick? What was I going to get? All right. Let's go here. Unbelievable who I am. What do I think I'm not. No. Terrible. I don't even see it. This is unbelievable what's happening. All right. Well, I'm not going to worry. This is just too bizarre. It's not even in my history. Glad you could be here, though. This is what I wanted to play. Let me pull it up. Here we go. A lot of people probably already know what's going to happen. Maybe you don't. But this is Kirkpatrick. The video I found of Kirkpatrick stepping down. They actually had the meeting and this was part of the video. It was at a luncheon or something, but he wound up, this is how he left.
The last time you're going to see a bad guy like this again, let me tell you. Come on.
Oh, did I miss it?
So say good night to the bad guy. Come on.
There he is.
The last time you're going to see a bad guy like this again, let me tell you.
And that was part of the meeting. He had to step out. Too bad I didn't have it set up. It would have been a nice little joke. So he left. And we're going to talk about that. Plus what happened on Weaponized. I think you'll enjoy tonight's show. We got a little good one. A little good one? We got a great one. We got a big one. We got a big one. But let's do a little bit of roll call and get this awkward. Whoa. Get this. Hold on. Murder Hornets here. Interesting. New England Dirt Roadie. Welcome to the show. Does Rich get his teeth whitened or are they just naturally that perfect? No, actually, I have imperfectness. See? It's not that perfect, Chief. All right. Yes. It's what happens when you take care of yourself. Denbub, welcome to the show. Paula Faust, welcome to the boss of Goof On. Diane Boss, welcome to the show, boss. There it is. Murder Horror. Welcome to the show. David W, not W. I like that. I thought of that. What's up, Mr. W? Dorothy Hawkins, welcome to the show. Good to see you. Glenn Collins, the big band listener. Glenn Collins, welcome to Samo, Goofonian Rockstar. Welcome to the show. Kelly Lewis is here, everybody. Welcome to the show. Zach Diecast Mount. Welcome to the show. Plus these lights. Well, now there's only one, and the one way back behind me. They really help with the overall glow of the host. Yeah, they make us look better. The lights. What the hell just happened here? I lost so much weight. Nothing fits right. Don't worry. Heine. Welcome to the show. Nathan from the Quantum Show. What do you say? How do you be? All right, let's get started. If I didn't say hello, it doesn't mean I don't love you. Denbub. It just means we got some show to do. Got to get started. Capiche? If you want to help the show survive, thrive, and grow, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. But you could also help support the show like Bernie just did. Welcome to the show, Bernie, with a $2 super dono. It's a donation with no comment or emoji sticker. We call that love here at Goof On. Bernie, supporting the show with the $2 super dono. Mucho gusto, generoso. First one of the night. Agaj. Thank you, man. Appreciate the support. I appreciate your support there. Fantastic. Whiten my teeth. Who whitens teeth? Thanks, Bernie. Just brush them. Floss them. Wipe them down with a tissue. Make sure It's Bounty. Bounty has a good grip on for another show. Bernie, thank you very much. Who's this guy? Hi-ho, Conundrum. What's up, man? How you doing? That's a $5 Canadian Super Dono. The love is strong this morning, afternoon, and evening, right here at Goof On. That's a mucho gusto generoso, continuing your support. Conundrum. Thank you very much. Whoa, everything shook on that one. All right. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. So let's get the, Oh, and a good supporter. Didn't I say it? Mucho gusto generoso. Conundrum. Thanks for supporting the show like you do. Many ways people support the show. Don't forget, I mean it. Like, share. Well, nobody really shares it. Subscribe. That helps. The likes really do help. If we can get 150, 200 likes, that'd be good. We hover around 130-ish. Anyway, I'm not asking for you to go to work or anything, just to click with your little mouse there. You can probably see it. Probably right on. They put it right there. How can you miss it? Just thumb up the damn thing. All right, don't do it. Whatever. Hey, Jeanette. They woke her, they shook her, they grabbed her, they poked her. She woke up and now she's here. Jeanette, the angel of Goof On, mucho gusto and generoso. A continuing supporter of Goof On, Jeanette, the angel of Goof On. It's a super dono, by the way. Yeah, it's 3 in a row. 3 donos in a row. Somebody's winning fruit. Or a group of sticks. Good, Jeanette Angel. Thank you very much, Jeanette. Glad you're here. I don't know, I think I made a funny joke earlier that you weren't here yet. What was that joke? I don't remember. But it was funny. What was it? She was abducted? I don't know. Jeanette, glad you're here. Seriously. Hey, by the way, tonight's show is sponsored by the new drink that is not really making the rounds, or I don't know why, but 5-Hour Energy. That's right, the sugar-free one-shot drink that you usually down in one gulp is now in 50 shots can of this. No sugar and all the brain activity you need when you buy it for $1.50. How could I not buy it? I had to try it, so I bought 2 of them. So we're going to try this one for tonight. I still have Nathan, because Nathan, hold on, let's see how this pop top sounds. Ready? I didn't have the best grip, but that was all right. All right, here we go. It's not bad at all. It's the orange side. That wasn't bad at all. It didn't burn like I thought it was going to, like the other drink. All right, let's get rolling. So tonight, here's the show. I have it all up here. Okay, I thought I did the right thing. All right, yesterday I played a little bit of Weaponized. And the reason I did that was to get you warmed up for tonight, because somebody just subscribed. Who was that? Let's see. Haley O'Brien, whoever that is. Haley O'Brien. Diane Boss throwing out a $5 super sticker like it's nobody's business. First part of the show, Diane throwing it down. Thank you, Diane. You didn't have to do that. Appreciate it. $5 super sticker. I know you love me anyway. You don't have to do it. I get it. Mucho gusto, generoso. Thanks, Diane. The boss of Goof On and Toby Mickle. I almost said it. I'm sorry. No. $2 super chat. No, he's never coming back here. I don't want that guy here. It wasn't fun for me. Now, I really want a serious interview. I don't want some guy who's going to start, you know, being ridiculous. It's going to be a shouting match. I'm just not that. We had him here. No, I appreciate maybe next year, but I'm not in the mood for Von Helden. Guy's a headache. He interrupts. He doesn't know how to talk well with others. It's not a pleasant experience for anybody involved. But that's why I understand why you want that. But not right now. Maybe after the new year. Next year is going to be crazy. Why? Either I'm alive or I'm dead. So if I'm alive, I'm going all out next year. Even if I can't, even if I don't have a meal, I'm going. I'm doing something. This year was so unbelievably wasted, and it's still going on. Still going on. I don't want to get into that. I'll make a members video and talk about the personal shit that's going on. You don't need to hear it here publicly. But if those who want to know what goes on behind the scenes in my life, you can become a member where I talk about the intimate details and maybe, you know, we'll cook lunch again or something like we did the other day. I thought cooking was great. I liked that episode. You know, I watched it when we went live. I did the members live. What was that, Sunday? It was good. That was a good show. I enjoyed it. You get to see me in action, man. I was cooking. I was holding the camera. I was setting it up. That was great. All right. Kirkpatrick stepped down. Yes, he did. You probably heard it if you were if you were on the internet since 7 a.m., if you were at AG111. But it's strange because it seems like it was planned from the beginning. Look, you're already here, Kirk. That's what they called him. And why don't you just do it for a year? Get it up and running. You know, you can go work for this other company. You know, I mean, I'm sure that's how the conversation went. And I have said it all along. He did not look like he wanted to be there. But it's strange because he did have some sort of, I don't know. He liked UFOs. He worked with Avi Loeb. I learned, you know, very tight. They did a lot of research. I think I have the PDF file somewhere. Amy sent it to me. Yeah, it's amazing. Might have been the wrong guy at the wrong time. No, might have been the right guy at the wrong time. Didn't I say that? Might have been the right guy at the wrong time. Or it's weird because he really got caught lying. It's bad. It's not good. It's bad. He had to step down. So Burchett was in the skiff, right? Actually, I think he's been in more than one, it sounds like. But he was interviewed on Weaponized, and you gotta hear this. This is actually good because he paints a picture without giving up details, which he said there weren't any. But the disappointment in him, I mean, it's like, man, sad. Moonlick throwing it down $2.34. Did Mr. Kirkpatrick fall down a flight of stairs? No, he was pushed. He was pushed. Good question. I read right through that. Nice. Nice. Yeah, he must have. He was pushed. Hey, the guy's lying. You don't keep a guy around like that. And look, no love lost. He's going to be fine. He's going to go work at that other place and have a nice paycheck. So it's over. That's it. Who's going to be his replacement? Thank you, Moonlicht, for that $5. What was it? Was it $5? $2.34. on the funny flight of stairs failure from Kirkpatrick. It's sad. He sucked anyway. He was terrible. Every day we talked, well, whenever we talked about him, it was always the same thing. He looks miserable. He's talking more lies. You know, it just never ends in this field. When will they get it right from beginning to end? This has been going on for 70 years. You turn on a video, you can't even get right? They couldn't get that 0.8 of a second video up and loaded during the first congressional hearing. Congregational. There's one for you. So, from the beginning, this was a disaster. He's the type of guy that if the Pentagon was Walmart, he would have ripped down all the files. He would have broken computers. He would have harassed people, spray painted shit. You know, he would have just, if he could have left that way, he would have had a good time doing it. Thanks, Moonlight. 234. Out the door. 678. Giddy up. Hey, FAP's here. Oh, I already said that. Jammer Travels. What's up? JT. In the house. Derek Kennedy's here. What's up, DK? It's nice. It's nice to see the crowd coming in. All right. I'm going to play this clip for you. This is good. This is really good. If you haven't seen this, very excited to play it because, well, you'll see. It's Burchett talking about the skiff on Weaponized with Corbell and Knapp.
Jump in with him and hear what it was like to go into that skiff and try to pry out some UFO information. So Representative Burchett, excited to have you here again. Thank you so much for taking the time. You know, you've been like a real pit bull and bulldog for the UFO UAP topic. And I've been frustrated lately, man. I heard you recently got that skiff you had been asking for. Is that correct?
That's correct. That's correct. And we were briefed.
Sorry.
Or unbriefed, I guess. I don't know. Debriefed. I don't know what you want to call it. It wasn't.
Rebriefed.
It wasn't worth a flip. I keep thinking though we're peeling off that layers of that onion. You and I have talked about that before. You and me and George talked about that. We just get one step closer. And I said, and I tried to explain it to folks. I said it's like when you're talking to these cats, it's like looking down.
I have to stop it to point this out. I'll rewind it 6 seconds, but this is very frustrating to watch because Corbell cannot stop shaking his head like this the whole time. Even when the guy's not speaking, he's doing this. Like, dude, pay attention to what he's saying. You might miss it, but he doesn't. But I'm just saying it's very odd behavior. I just find it weird. I'm weird. We're all weird.
Before
Look
you
at
and
him.
me and George talked about that. We just get one step closer. And
Jeremy Corbell's in his head. Yeah,
I said, and I tried to explain it to folks. I said, it's like when you're talking to these cats, it's like looking down the barrel of a .22 rifle. You know, that's all they know is that one little area. And they're probably not lying to me or misleading me intentionally, but all they know is that little parameter. And, you know, I've talked about many times about compartmentalization, and that's exactly what we endured. But what I was really glad about, I mean, I went in frustrated and I left, you know, I wasn't surprised I left frustrated, but other members in both parties and in this, you know, can't talk about the contents, but the reality was that both parties left very frustrated. And I think they sort of saw what I was putting up with throughout all this and the denial and, you know, but anyway, and I was very glad that the people from both parties asked a really tough question. But my buddy Jared Moskowitz from Florida, Democrat, I was glad he was in there because he's a man. God gave him some kind of brain, man. I mean, he's a good attorney, I can see, but he was asking some very tough questions, and I could see the frustration on his face, and I was glad of that, because as you all well know, this thing is not like they're just going to go, oh, here it is, guys.
So basically, the skiff is nothing, man. Nothing. It really is nothing. Thanks, Carnundrum, for becoming a member of Truthology for Ufology here at GoofOn. It doesn't say that on the regular channel. Only on StreamYard it says you became a YouTube member. But thank you for becoming a member of Truthology for Ufology. I appreciate that, brother. But, you know, he's saying it. We knew it. He kind of knew it. These skiffs are nothing so far anyway. But that's what he's saying. Who knows? Who knows what was said in a skiff? Maybe, just maybe, it was the most groundbreaking thing that Burchett has ever heard. And he has to say nothing happened. That could be it. It could be possible. Right? Because he lies for a living. He's a politician. So for him to lie and act normal, but I'll be down with you right here, I don't think he's lying. However, you got to leave that door open. He could be, but I don't think he is. So
here's what Grush was talking about. We got it all. Here are the pictures. Here are the bodies. This is where it's happening. You know, hell, they're not going to do that. You and I know that. And it's, every time we do that, the UFO community, I think, gets a little tighter. And we sort of, the folks that are not, you know, that are just wanting a little flash in the pan, they kind of fall off the wayside, and that's fine. I dig that. But the folks that are the true believers like us, they're getting more and more refined, and they understand our frustration. So,
Congressman, can you set the table for us? Describe the scene. How many people were there? And also, was there some sort of a strict admonishment by DOD to warn the members of Congress not to talk about it? What'd they say?
Yeah, they always, it seems like, George, every time you go in the skiff, they give you this same song and dance. And I remember when I first got to the Congress.
Wait a minute. I'm a little confused. He just said every time you go into a skiff? I thought this was his first one. Am I wrong? Can somebody let me know in chat, is this Burchett's first skiff? I don't remember another one. I thought that's why this one was important. Because it was his first. And he's explaining what it was like to be in one. And then he goes and says something that doesn't follow what we've been told. Every time you go into a skiff? What do you mean?
So,
Congressman, can you set the table for us? Describe the scene. How many people were there? And also, was there some sort of a strict admonishment by DOD to warn the members of Congress not to talk about it? What'd they say?
Yeah, they always, it seems like, George, every time you go in the skiff, they give.
What does that mean? Really? Anybody? Is he called Timothy A. Phillips? Rich, check him out. He is the new AARO dude. Oh, Tim Phillips is? That's so funny, Moonlicht. I doubt that's true, but that's funny. It's weird. Tim Phillips is the replacement. Yeah, exactly, New England Dirt Roadie. NEDR. Netter? Nah, it doesn't work. Yeah, there was another hearing in Mexico, right? They had the another hearing over there. That's what I remembered somebody. I thought it was yesterday, but it was 2 days ago. Well, maybe we'll take a look at that as well. There may have been another skiff and not necessarily UFO related. True, Mike. Thanks for being here, hanging out. However, in lieu and well, in the context of the conversations, he says he's never been in a skiff, and he's not for UFOs, but I was to the understanding he's never been in one because he didn't want 2 bullets in the back of his head because he knew something that other people didn't, which automatically gave him a target. So I think we've got a couple of lies here from Congressman Burchett. Guy's a lying sack of poop. He is. He's a liar. He may be on our side, but see, it's true. Yeah. It's true. Car accident out of nowhere, sudden heart attacks. Yeah. All right. Let's it is strange he's wearing that jacket during this thing, but he must have just walked across the corridor, sat down, said, "Hey guys, you're already here. Holy shit."
Give you this same song and dance. And I remember when I first got to the Congress, I leaned over to this elder Democrat and I said, "So let me get this straight." I said, if we miss this meeting, we can catch it all in about 30 minutes on CNN. And he looked at me and said, "No, Tim." And he said, in about 15 minutes, you'll catch it, not 30 minutes. So, and I've always, and that's the way it goes down. They read you this thing or it's just given. And you go in there and it's a rectangular shaped room. The bureaucrats are sitting up the head of the table and they've got their, whoever the suits are behind them, maybe CIA, maybe NSA, maybe one of those quasi-governmental agencies. I don't know. Just so I guess they don't slip up or something comes out that they don't want out. And, and they told us several times that we didn't, basically there was some confusion over whether we had the clearance to get certain information and things like that. And, and as a member of Congress, we're supposed to have those clearances.
Right. How could there be confusion? How can there be confusion? Give me a break. What's up, V-Man? Did I say hi to you yet? Well, if I didn't, how you doing, Chief? I don't think I did. Welcome to the show. I'm not buying a lot of that. I don't know. It's interesting to listen to, though. I like when he said, it's a rectangular, what did he say? Rectangular room. Like, well, that is detail I like to hear, actually. I was very pleased with his description and the information he was giving. Some of these things I'm not aware of what happens in a skiff, so it's interesting for that. It's nice to know. And this is what's great. This is a sort of transparency we want, but unfortunately we're not getting it from the right people. But Tim's trying. Tim is playing both sides of the fence. I don't know how this guy is holding up. To me, he looks stressed out.
You and I, the three of us, have talked about that many times. But and I just and they sort of asked me to kind of head it up, and so I just I went around the room and just called on people that wanted to ask questions, and everybody from AOC to General Perry on our side was able to ask questions and leave the room frustrated. And I would make a point.
Okay. All right. AOC. Really? Damn. They literally picked one of the dumbest people you could actually pick. I'll be honest with you, because I always am. Yeah, as far as you know. She didn't do a bad job the last time. When she's not talking her shit, she's actually not bad. You know what I mean? When she's not talking about, lying about, making up stuff about, I thought she did a good job. So yeah, I scoff in the skiff at AOC. I don't think she should be there anyway. That woman can't keep a secret. You'll see. God, I hope she tells somebody what happened, like some detail, and then it goes out publicly. Oh, that'd be great. That'd be the end of her. treason. Who we kidding? We're talking about this administration. They're all treasonous. Wrong show. Okay, go.
Every time when they would walk by me, I would look at them and give them a fist bump or say something. Democrats are mostly sitting on my right, and the Republicans mostly on my left over here. And everybody had that same look. They just kind of nodded and they said, "We know we get it now, Burchett." It was sort of the vibe, which was a good thing. You all are long-termers, you're lifers in this thing, and you get it. You get the fact that we just get turned away at all the times. But now,
hey, that's good, man. That's good news. Good. Positivity. I like to hear this. What was positive? Well, that the other Congress people are seeing the attitude. They're seeing the denial. They're seeing it. And they don't like it. Oh, this is eye-opening shit right here, guys. This is why this is important. We hear it. That's exciting. Well, it'll motivate people to ask tougher questions, maybe to look into something like, I was just in a skiff, AOC. I could, if she's thinking the right way, she's like, what's the big deal? Everybody knows. Maybe she'll look into something. Maybe she'll walk into somebody and ask the right questions, just by accident. That's how shit gets done. God, I'm so glad that happened, and they all saw it. That's why they were fist bumping him. Now we understand. Oh, now you understand what? You couldn't figure it out before? You thought I was lying? Well, until we saw it with our own eyes, we really thought you were just over-exaggerating, Burchett. But you're actually being truthful. These are mofos in a skiff.
Now, when you have a bunch of arrogant United States congressmen who have their finger on the checkbook of this country, that to me, I felt more redeemed after the meeting, actually, and I was ticked off because you all know I'm ready. Let's get to the basics. Let's get to what Grush was talking about. But no shape, form, or fashion did we get anything that Grush. And basically, they let me see how I can say this. Basically, they didn't validify or condemn Grush. Let's just leave it at that. And so,
ouch. So nothing. Really, it didn't solidify what he said, and ignored. What did he say? I can't remember what the guy just said.
Validify or condemn.
Condemn. No wonder why I forgot. It's a word I don't use too often. So it didn't validify or condemn Grush, which is nice. That's a win. Look, any information we get, it's just a bonus at this point, because in the past, nobody ever talked to us about what happens in a skiff. We had a generalized idea what happens in a skiff. It's nice to hear and visualize what Burchett's saying about what happened there. So it kind of makes it a little more real. And I like it. I think it's kind of cool. And good for him.
Grush. Let's just leave it at that.
All right.
And so if that makes any sense to y'all.
It does.
And,
sure.
And that's why I walked out to the press. They said, because when I went in, they're like, Congressman, will you talk to us when we walk out? And when you walk in, oh, sure I will. And then me and another member, and I'm forgetting who it was now, a Republican. And he's
Was
not really.
Eric Burleson?
Yeah, Burleson. That's right. I'm sorry. He's a dear friend. I'm sorry. I just drew a blank. But he's not really, I would call him he's a skeptic, but he's a good skeptic. He asks the right, he's not condemning anyone. He comes from a certain subset and I come from a different, and we both.
That's what we want. You see, different ideologies, ways of thinking, perspectives. You can't ask for a better skiff meeting than what we're hearing happened. And sounds good. So that's a step in the right direction. The other step in the right direction was getting AARO a new director. So with Kirkpatrick stepping down, a skiff with no validation or Condemnation. Condemnation? That should be a word. Is it a word? Condemnation? No validation or condemning of either of what Grush said. So we're right back where we started. But I like to hear how we got here again.
Have the same similar religious belief system, so we can build from there. But you know, I left there not knowing anything more than I did when I walked in.
All right. So that's where we're at. That's where we're at. We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. We'll leave it right there. And we knew that was going to happen. We knew that they're not. See, that's what the skiff is supposed to be for. Give the details, yeah? So I don't know what's going on, man. This guy, Burchett, must be losing his freaking mind. I can't imagine you're all amped up. You're going into a skiff thinking you're going to hear details about something someone bought the game telephone, hearsay, whatever you want to call this blower. You're going to validate some things. Didn't happen. Didn't condemn, didn't validate. Got it. Got it. So why do the skiff? Just to shut? Oh, it's routine. That's right. You got to follow the law. That's all they're doing. They're just going through the motions. And that's what this guy tried to do. And he got in over his head. He probably didn't have enough help. He didn't probably, well, he did ask for help in the beginning, but I could see this guy not caring anymore. Hey, if they're not going to help me, I'm not going to help them. What a baby, though. He did a real bad job. It sounds like he did a terrible job. Everything he worked on needs to go through, validate. Hell, go to Wikipedia if you want to double check accuracy. It's more accurate than he was. It's not saying much. It's saying a lot. It's terrible. Terrible, terrible situation, AARO. Wonder why it got that way. Well, I wonder really why Kirkpatrick did what he did, acted the way he acted. When I saw this guy, and I said it all the time, anytime we saw him speak, he looked miserable. Just miserable. Hold on, I'm opening up some things here. See, this is why I don't understand. Everything should be opened every single time I leave and come back. All of my, everything's closed. And I have to open it and wait. So I'm just opening them all so I don't have to wait. I want to play a Third Phase of Moon video as well. Let's get rid of that. Was yesterday. All right. Got some things here I wanted to talk about. Good deal. Some really good things, actually. Okay. I want to take a look at this. So Charlie Weiser on Luna. What about that beep Graves? Oh yeah, incredible sighting. A guy told me about it. Luna, he saw it? Graves, someone told him about it. Luna, so that someone saw it? Graves, nah, someone else told him. Luna, documentation? Graves, drowned in 4.5 feet of stuff in 2012. Oh, that's interesting. Isn't it? Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? So it's double hearsay. It's the third person in line he got the story from. Nice. Nice. Nothing better than a double hearsay whistleblower. She's cute. She's all right. I don't know. Maybe not. With a name like Luna, you don't want to be searching Tic Tacs. Get it? Luna Tic Tac? All right. Maybe it's just me. Very interesting. I know that Mexico just had another hearing, and there were some interesting things I heard that happened. Jaime Maussan shows what he says are non-humanoid species in Mexico, and not for the first time either. In 2017, the same claims of discovering aliens in Peru, but investigators concluded the evidence was of human origin back then. That's what I thought. So he's trying to bring it out. Oh, this is amazing. That's so unbelievable to me that Jaime just says, I don't care. These are real mummies. Yeah, they're real mummies. Got it, Chief. But they're not alien mummies. No, they are. Look at them. So let's look at them real quick. I mean, it's from that podcast on X, that UFO podcast. Look at it. It's so fake. I'm kidding. Come on. The lower chamber of Mexico's Congress is shown footage of alleged non-human bodies found in Peru. Wawita. Claims of the discovery of alien species are being made by Jaime and not for the... I just said all this. I want to highlight the advances on the humanoid, the characteristics found in Peru, and the finding of 2 new species too, which all have been studied. This is to say it's not 3. And I want to say something else. There are more. The discovery is more larger than we previously thought. Ouch.
Elliot.
Shazbot. Nanu. In 2023, Maussan exhibited 2 boxes to Mexican politicians claiming they contained extraterrestrials. In 2017, when the journalist presented similar items in Peru, investigators said they were dolls of human making. Remember? I do. I was here. Right here. When we were the Paranormal Code. The Chamber of Deputies has been criticized for devoting time to this, with other matters considered more urgent. Wow. There you got it. Bigger and better things to talk about than alien bodies made to look like mummies. I'm sorry, what did I say? Dolls. Whatever. Look, those mummies have yet to been dissected, and sent out to 4 to 6 worldwide scientists for further study. Third-party analysis times 5. Why aren't they doing that with the mummies? Rich, go ahead. You got the answer for that? I actually do, Rich. They're fake, and they don't want us to find out about it. That's got to be why, right? Maybe. What if they find out they're real and come to take the mummies? That's why they're maybe scared to... Oh, they just need to give them pieces. Just pieces. That's it. Let them dissect people. Well, they don't want to desecrate the mummy of the alien. The loophole. That's the loophole. If I give a piece to the U.S., then that means I got to give a piece to Russia. That means I got to give a piece to Russia, the U.S. I got to give it to China. If I give it to China, then I want it, and Argentina wants it, and then that gosh, Africa wants it. Can't do it. Next thing you know, we're just going to have a kneecap left. Jaime. See? All we want is a little pea. Like this. Them may total a big tall. No. And that's where we're at. Can't look at it. Can't take it apart. Can't analyze it. Why? You know why. You know why. Let me tell you something. If those moomies were the real deal, Jaime would have cut them up and sliced them and diced them and sent them out to every person who's you would do that. You would be the aggressor. You would be contacting other scientists, say, hey, hello, my guy, but I got an alien booty here. And I want you to look, I want you to look, I want you to look, and let me know your finding, and we're going to make history together. That didn't happen. That's what you do when you're excited and you want the world to know. You don't wait 5 years, whatever it is, 6 years for a congressional hearing to happen. No, I'm going to hold on to the moomies. Why? You never know when you need to hoax something. I don't know. Jaime, huh? Maybe in the future. I know it's never going to happen, but we're going to hold the hope, okay? So they hold the hope. They have a congressional hearing. It's like Christmas. Jaime's going to shock the world. And I got the bodies. I got the bodies. So Kirkpatrick says he accomplished everything he was set out to accomplish. That's why he stepped down. You know? I'm ready to move on. I've accomplished everything I said I was going to do. There's no reason for him to hang out. Right? So he left. Today, yesterday, whenever. Gone. Took his little box of goodies, his trophy for Best Salesman of the Year, 1989. How old was he, man? He's not even that old. So, who's going to take his place? Well, we already found out. Thomas Phillip, right? Isn't it Thomas Phillip? Andrea Coran's here. I wanted to look him up. Or is it Philip Thomas? Wait, what's the guy's name? I forget already. What was his... I'll just look in the chat. What was his name? Can somebody let me know who that guy was? Yeah, because that was mentioned like 45 minutes ago. I'm backtracking. I don't think I'm going to find it. But who is the new guy, right? Didn't they just announce it? And Shane Reed's here. Jessica Paquette. SoCal Squatcha. Metalhead. Ed Chaffee. Wait. Oh. Intergalactic Angler. Member for 11 months. Wow. Mexico UFO hearing part 2 happened yesterday, from my understanding. Wild information released. Alien Bless. Beautifully said. All right. Thank you very much for being a member too and using your 1 free a month comment. Chat. Thank you. Good. Yeah, we'll look at that. Ed Chaffet. There's a $1 super sticker coming right out from Ed Chaffet. Chaffet. Shuffet. Shuffet. Ed Shuffet. That's it. Thank you for being a supporter. Seriously, being here is the same. It's just as good as anything else. So thank you for that. Thank you for everything. Mucho gusto, generoso, Mr. Chaffet. Right? Right. I got it right. Carnundrum. He's back. All right, I'm going to see who it was. Who was that guy, guys? Into Thin Air's here. What was his name? Phil. What's his name? Tim Phillips. That sounds right. Thank you. All right, let's pull it up. Not the Australian actor. The political strategist? I don't know. All right, let's see. All right. You're right. I got it. Thank you. All right, I got news. Today. Wow, this came out today. Thank you, Jeanette. Thank you, David Roke. Thank you, Horsey. What's up, IT2A? All right, check it out. This came out today. Department of Defense announces the new guy. Tim Phillips has arrived on assignment from the Office of the Director of National Intelligence. Title 50 U.S. Code 33733 directs the Director of National Intelligence to appoint the Deputy Director of the AARO Office in coordination with the Secretary of Defense, a member of the Senior National Intelligence Service since 2006. Phillips brings to AARO his extensive experience in geospatial intelligence collection and mission management expertise that is critical to enabling DoD and intelligence community components to successfully identify, characterize, and resolve unidentified aerial phenomena. 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 Hey, oh, that's not the right screen. There you go. Don't you read my mind? That's it? All right. You know it. There it is. Now you know. The truth is in black and white. It is. Tim Phillips, Tim Phillips, Tim Phillips, Tim Phillips, Tim Phillips. Check. Let me save this real quick. That is interesting. He's not stepping down. Aerotech Research on X said this today. He's not stepping down because he didn't perform his duty, or being pushed out duty. Come on, pick your words wisely, pick. I mean, this is getting better every day. He wasn't pushed out because the UFO Twitter goofballs called for his head. The man is simply retiring. No, he's not retiring. After deferring his retirement for a year, he's just retiring from the government to take on the assignment, and he accomplished everything. If he accomplished everything he set out to do, that is one sad mofo. Sean Kirkpatrick, the head of the All-Domain Resolution Office, is retiring from the federal government after 18 months on the job. He deferred his planned retirement last year to take on the job atop AARO, and now he feels he's achieved his goals, he said. Tim Phillips will lead the office in an acting role until the Pentagon hires a permanent replacement, Kirkpatrick said. Ah! As the plot thickens. Oh, so he's just holding down the office. He's the substitute. Right? He's a substitute. I love it. I love it. This is great stuff. What are these guys saying? Check this out. I just came across this. Gross. Stop. Grow up.
It is a military filmed image, an intelligence agency filmed image, and it's called the Mosul Orb.
Mosul, Iraq.
Correct. Yeah, this is an image taken over northern Iraq. And this is fine to put out, the image itself, and I have some detailed information about it, but here's the very basics. This is in the UFO category within our intelligence community.
Oh, I thought this was about AARO. This is the clip of the release of the Mosul orb that CORBELL claims was leaked to him. He mentions the intelligence community a few times and what this video is classified under in the IC. Yeah, not interested right now. Okay, get that out. You guys like Tom DeLonge? Do you? When we come back, because we're going to watch, It's top of the hour. I'm a few minutes late. I want to play this video. Can I do that? All right. This was 3 days ago from Into Thin Air. And we have permission to play anything we like. Thank you, I2TA owner. He could use our stuff too, but there's nothing here. The coming pole shift and geomagnetic storms, earth effects. Love this stuff, man. I'm glad you're covering this. Thank you for allowing GoofOn to play. I'll put the link to this video in the show description immediately following the show. You guys know I try not to miss doing that. So here it is in 5, 4, 3, 2, and goosh. Bum, bum, bum.
My friends, before we get started here, I just want to remind you to check out the Into Thin Air News Instagram page at Into Thin Air News, as well as our Twitter handle at Into Thin Air. Welcome back, everybody. It has been a busy few days as far as space weather is concerned. In fact, we are right now, as we speak, in the middle of a G2 solar storm. That was caused back on November 3rd when 2 M-class solar flares left the sun and headed towards Earth, which you are watching on your screen right now, the first of which was a halo event, meaning that the solar wind was extending out from all sides of the sun. The second of which you could see popping out at the bottom right of the sun. Both were Earth facing. Now, because of those two events, we are in the middle of that G2 solar storm. I'm going to read something very quickly to you, posted by spaceweather.com. A CME hit Earth's magnetic field on November 5th at 0905 UT, sparking a G2 class geomagnetic storm. It goes on to say NASA and NOAA now agree a full halo CME is expected to hit Earth's magnetic field this weekend. Its arrival probably during the late hours of November 5th could spark another G2 class geomagnetic storm with auroras in Northern Europe, Canada, and US states from New York to Oregon. And again, you are watching that halo event that left the sun on November 3rd, preceded by yet another CME. And now I want to show you what happened just today alone. If we take a look at the last 7 days of the GOES X-ray flux chart, which shows us these CMEs and releases on the sun back on November 1st, leading into November 2nd, we had a set of 2 M-class solar flares. We were affected by those right before November 2nd and 3rd, where 2 more M-class solar flares, as you can see right here on the chart, left the sun's surface and then arrived, causing that geomagnetic storm that we are currently in today, November 5th. Now take a look at what happened just recently.
That's
and I mean
cool.
Just about 2 hours ago, 2 even larger M-class solar flares back to back have left the sun and are expected to arrive around November 7th going into November 8th. Not only that, but these are the 2 strongest sets of M-class solar flares we've seen since that beginning phase in November 2nd.
Wow.
Now to add to this situation, take a look at this coronal hole that is facing Earth right now. This is launching solar particles at the Earth's surface, its magnetic field, and is expected to cause anything from internet outages, cell phone service interruptions, almost certain radio blackouts. And as I've talked about time and time again, some people get physical effects from these solar storms, including possible headaches, feeling dizzy, all sorts of different things. Now jumping over to HelioViewer, this is the SOHO LASCO C3 instrument. This kind of gives us a good idea of the energy that comes off the sun. You're looking at the first of those 2 M-class solar flares that left off the sun today. These are separate than the ones that left on the 3rd and 4th of November that we are feeling right now. These things take about 24, 36, maybe 48 hours to reach Earth and affect our magnetic field, which leads to all the effects that we just spoke about. If we back up hour by hour, you could see that the bottom quadrant of the sun was releasing that large solar flare, and as more data comes in, we are going to be able to see the second of these 2 large solar flares and get a much better idea of when they should arrive, again around the 7th going into the 8th of November.
Today.
Now another thing I want to talk about is an uptick in earthquake situations. The stress that these solar flares put on the Earth's magnetic field have been known to cause crust displacement. We've talked about this in many different videos. So throughout the day today, keep an eye out on your earthquake charts. More than likely the weaker points or the fault lines that we have all over the Earth are going to be the hotspot for these earthquakes caused by that solar density. We've already had an interesting day in the United States with many earthquakes in the state of Texas, one of which a little while ago, a 4.2 near Stanton. Now, very quickly before I let you guys go, again, remember this coronal hole that we are dealing with that is currently Earth facing.
Yeah, it looks like a little horsey. Or a dog. Look, there's the tail, there's the back legs, here's the front paws, and he's looking up at the sun going, "You're going to blast the earth with a bunch of radiation and deadly solar shit?" And the sun's like, yeah, kinda.
And will eventually turn away from the Earth. But as of right now, this is causing a very large spike in solar wind. We are averaging right now, as we speak, just over 500 kilometers per second. That is a lot of stress to be pushed on the Earth's magnetic field. And then on top of that coronal hole we are dealing with, we have two pretty significant sunspots that are making their way into Earth facing, one of which is the source of the M-class solar flare that left the sun today. As more data comes in from those two solar flares, I'll throw updates on the Twitter and Instagram pages. Please go check those out and subscribe and follow them. And I hope everyone is having a great weekend. Any questions or concerns or cool videos or images you would like to send me, all the information you need is down in the description box. All right, everybody, I appreciate you all very much, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I2TA doing it again. Nice. Then I played that whole video basically because it was 3 days old. And when I looked at how much time passed, it was already past halfway. I said, it's only another 2 minutes. So I usually don't play the whole video, but the link will still be in the show description immediately following this show's termination. Ooh, I don't like the sound of that. It is what it is. It is what it is. So some bloke from Reddit was told some stuff by Tom DeLonge. I want to read it to you. You're going to love it. I'll bring it up. I don't know, you may have seen this, but Tom DeLonge is back talking a bunch of smack. This guy truly believes in all of what you're about to hear. He's out there, Tom DeLonge. I often wonder if he is just playing like he really believes to get people more motivated, or he's just acting. It's hard to tell. He's a performer. He knows how to act a little bit. And when he's been talking this shit for years, it's second nature to him. You know? So he can sound like he knows what he's talking about. So I'll just read this and we'll go from there. So he said, aliens don't come from other planets. Said it was a hole in time. Time is not really a thing, and these aliens, I'm calling it that because that seems to be what everyone else calls it, ET spirits, whatever you prefer, understand the mechanism. The bad news is that these things are incredibly old, in the millions of years. And apparently to them, we are like an experiment. How do you know? How do you know? You don't know that, Tommy D. Tommy Delight, you don't know what the aliens were doing, thinking, intentions, or anything. I digress. Like an experiment, they have manipulated us and are responsible for the religious, posing as the God of the Israelites, or speaking to Muhammad to sow division. So, divide humanity and put us at war with each other. That has got to be the dumbest thing I've ever heard anybody say. But Tom DeLonge didn't say it. He's saying it because he heard it from another guy, another hearsay story. To keep us away from being united by whatever means necessary, apparently us being unaware this is a big experiment for them is important. So as long as we don't know it's an experiment being a human on this blue ball, this marble, everything will be all right. Everything is business as usual. Military. Dun, dun, dun. Next paragraph. Military is scared how they may react to us sounding the alarm officially to the public, mainly because we are utterly defenseless. We don't fully grasp how it all works. Said Tesla was onto something with frequencies and vibration. They're interested in our DNA and evolution. They are responsible for the global catastrophes we've had in the past and resetting humanity when they're angered. So you mean to tell me aliens, super intelligent aliens that made us, watch us, imprisoned us on this beautiful ball. We don't know the difference, but To us, it's beautiful. What did he say? Oh, when they're mad at us. You see? Where's Kelly? Kelly Lewis? And you're over in that section today. Can you believe this? When the aliens are mad, they literally kill us all. They kill us all. Wipe us out. Start from scratch, you mofos. How dare you humans try anything? How dare you, you dig up for oil? How dare you have sex before marriage? I spite thee. Asteroid. I spite thee. Volcano. I spite thee. Hurricanes all over. This is fun. This is amazing. This is unbelievable. Unheralded. What is that? I don't know what I'm saying. This is unbelievable. So the military's scared. Don't want to sound the alarm officially to the public, mainly because we're utterly I already read that. Military is worried they'll do the same if we publicly disclose. They are always watching and aware of our actions. The upside to all this is humanity discovering they've been dividing us all, I think it's supposed to say, and coming into our own learning this new ability and how we can learn to use it for the good of our future. Ability? I must have missed something. Said Tesla was on to something with frequencies and vibration. They're interested in our DNA and evolution. They are responsible for the global catastrophes we've had in the past and resetting humanity when they're angered. Military is worried they'll do the same if we publicly disclose. They're always watching. Oh, so if we publicly disclose, they're gonna shut us down. There's gonna be an extinction level event. The upside to that is all humanity discovering they've been dividing us all and coming into our own, learning this new ability and how we can learn to use it for the good of our future. What ability? Apparently our minds form reality, but until more or less everyone sees it that way, we're powerless and only alter reality minimally, person to person. So I guess we're altering reality? Little by little, person by person. Sounds like he's talking about the law of attraction. Wouldn't you say that, Jesse Ventura? It sounds like horse shit to me. It does. So, yeah. I said what I said. I don't know if Tom is right, but that is what he believes. And he's hesitant, apparently, because military and intelligence need him to behave with disclosure. You see how stupid that is? Do you see how... Because Tom DeLonge talked about his penis on Joe Rogan, now every time you read an article about UAP, UFO, and Tom DeLonge, they always talk how he's got to behave with disclosure if they are to keep feeding him information. And that's why suddenly he's all about government and military doing the right thing by protecting the public, that our whole history is a lie and has been orchestrated since from the beginning. Tom DeLonge, you broke our deal. A deal is a deal. It's past Halloween and I'm disclosing. Oh, I was covering a post-fight earlier this year in March. David Albandaroja Benavidez and former IBF super middleweight champ Caleb Plant. I'm not even actually a big aliens guy. I cover boxing and a lot of time entertainment events and industries seem to collide. I became a little more interested in the last year. While in Mexico, ran into Tom. Great guy. I've met him before. Tom, you know exactly who he is. And to prove it, that 12-year-old stole my lighter. You agreed that if you didn't tell what you told me, I could publicly say it. I haven't forgot. Don't get me wrong. I think Tom is a great person, but a deal is a deal. I gave him the benefit of the doubt for his last interview, but he didn't say it. You cannot believe me, and that's cool. He said aliens don't come from other planets. Said it was a hole in time with an H and not a W hole? I'm joking. Said it was a hole in time. Time is not really a thing. And these aliens, I'm calling it that because that seems to be what everyone else calls it, ET spirits, whatever you prefer, they understand the mechanism. The bad news is that these things are incredibly old, in the millions of years, and apparently to them we are like an experiment. They have manipulated us and are responsible for the religious, posing as the God of the Israelites or speaking to Muhammad to sow division, divide humanity, and put us at war with each other, to keep us away from being united by whatever means necessary. Apparently, us being unaware this is a big experiment for them is important. Wait a second. Now that I read that again. So, the reason we're all fighting, we all don't like each other, China hates Russia, Russia hates the US hates them both, they both hate us, and Afghanistan, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, the world is divided. But let's not make a loophole because you can just say the aliens, they're responsible for all of this. They want to keep us dummied down. Why? Why do they want us to fight against each other so we don't all fight against? It's pretty intelligent. It's true. However, they miss, and I hope I'm not blowing our cover, humans. The aliens missed the point. They didn't take notes during 9/11 that most of the world felt united. Even the ones that didn't like us, fine. Small percentage of people truly were happy it happened, 9/11. But for the most part, for almost a year, it felt like the world was a better place because of that disastrous day and days following. When we unite, and we saw this in Independence Day, they give us little signs of the truth in movies, TV, and entertainment, etc. We need to remember that movie because the whole planet came together to take down the aliens. Now, I know that's a movie, but damn it, Star Trek was just a TV series. Sliding doors that open up. Hello? Bones, take us down. The only thing we don't have is the warp engine drive, that propulsion they got, and teleportation or materialization shit. Not yet. We're not there yet. But Tom DeLonge is being kept in check. I don't know. Tom DeLonge has an interesting background. His family, his history in the family. That's why Tom DeLonge was initially brought out as going to be the guy, you know, TTSA and disclosure and all that. It didn't work out the way they wanted it, but maybe this is a rebound. Well, let's see. Military is scared how they may react to us sounding the alarm of... Oh, wait, did I already read that? I already read all this? Apparently to them, we're an experiment. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. Military is scared. I read all that. Said Tesla. Boop-a-da-boop. The upside to this is all humanity discovering they've been dividing us all and coming into our own. We read that. So, yeah, I said what I said. I don't know if Tom is right. Right, I read all that. Okay. Interesting. We're an experiment. You can say anything. You wouldn't be wrong. But you wouldn't be proven right. Same thing that happened in the skiff. No verification. And no degradé. I don't know. What was the other word he used? I can't remember. Well, pardon me. Couldn't get to the mute button fast enough. I've got this story and I forget where I got it from, but I need to know where I got it from. It's making me a little sad that I can't. All right, whatever. All right. Changing speeds just a little bit here, real quick. Best Bigfoot ever captured on video. Seriously, if this is real, I'd be surprised. 5, 4, 3, 2.
In the snowy Russian countryside one afternoon, when he began to notice strange footprints in the snow. For several weeks prior to his investigation, strange reports of an unknown cryptid were circulating around his town. Being the skeptic that he is, he decided to go out to the area where the reports originated from to simply debunk the rumors. It wasn't long into his investigation when he stumbled upon something that he couldn't explain.
Watch it. See, to me, a
man was out in the snowy Russian countryside one afternoon when he began to notice strange footprints in the snow.
While that's going, I'm going to say this. To me, it seems like that Bigfoot is a human, and it looks like a human moving. You know, when you watch a chimp moves like a chimp. Some human traits, right? But this thing looks like it is 100% moving like a human. And I just want to see what you think. Yes, I know big feet are bipedal creatures, but this thing looks like a human in a suit. Right? So far. Now, the eye shine is interesting, but that doesn't mean that doesn't happen. It just looks humanized, especially this. It looks like a gorilla, actually. That looks more like a gorilla than anything. Doesn't it? That looked like, I don't know if it was a chimp or, what are the other ones? The orange ones? Chimpanzee or an orangutan. But it did have human traits, like it was a human in a suit. If that's real, I want to show you something, why it's not real. I'll tell you why. Now you're going to see the truth. They made a mistake. I just figured it out. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Can I grab the... No, I'm going to have to let it play. I want you to look at the footprints that you see here. I got it. This is hilarious. They made a mistake. God, I'm good at this. I could be wrong, but I think I'm right. These footprints are definitely one by one, right? Like when you see the Bigfoot in the snow and the other at the end of the video, it's not walking. Look at the steps. There's space in between. But when they see it, it's dragging through the snow. It's like plowing through it. It's not on top. It's in the snow up to its waist almost, right? So that's wrong. Unless the snow was deeper where he was at, I get it. I'm not buying it. Look, first of all, it starts out a little blurry from the distance, probably from the snow and the moisture in the air. But let's see how deep this looks. So far, so good. I think I may have figured it out. All right, that you can see trees and grass coming up through. It's not deep at all. Look at how deep his hands go. 3 inches. That's it. Up to the wrist. That's it. Yet he's dragging through the snow. Yeah, Rich, maybe he did it here and took big steps over there. No, they made a mistake. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Hey, if they can't prove to me, I can't prove to them, we're even. I just don't buy it that the guy's going to stand there and only give us a 30-second video. There's got to be more to it. And I looked. I couldn't find anything. I'm not saying I went crazy looking for it, but I gave myself a good 45 seconds to a minute. You can do a lot of scrolling in a minute. What? There's this story I have to read to you. It's really good, but I want to give you where it came from. Damn it. I'll have to do it tomorrow. What's this? Wrong. What's this? This is great. Third Phase of Moon. They put a video out yesterday. See, I look at Third Phase every day. And I didn't see this video at all. And I looked at when I woke up at 5:30, 6:30 in the morning. Didn't see it. And it says 19 hours ago. I'm very upset. Very upset. But here it is. This one is massive UFO sightings that has the world in awe. Oh, that was terrible. I didn't do the echo good that time. Got a little tickle in my throat. In 3, 2, Third Phase of Moon.
Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon, Blake.
Oh, wow. Shane Reed. Hey, I want to say thanks real quick before we start that to the $15 Super Dono by Shane. Hey, man, thank you very much. I appreciate that support. Good to see ya. Hope everything's going well. And a big mucho gusto generoso, man. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Continuing supporter for a long time. Thanks. Mystic, $3.33 from is Kumburgaz, Turkey, the best UFO. No, that's not a UFO. That's why. Yeah, maybe I'll do a segment on it tomorrow, but yeah, I don't think that's you're talking about the one with the aliens. They can see them. Looks like the big alien head and all that from they're in the ocean. That one? Yeah, I'm not buying it. You know what? I'll do something on that tomorrow. Tomorrow would be interesting. All right, we'll check back on that tomorrow. Let me make a note of it because I'm saying it. So let's do it. Tomorrow is the 9th. 11/9. Turkey. I don't think it's a real UFO. I think there was an explanation for it. But then again, there really wasn't. Just like with anything else, nobody can specifically prove without a shadow of a doubt. If that went to court, there's no proof. You can't prove it either way. But there was a great example, and they proved it, of why it's not a UFO. But we'll find out tomorrow. Thank you, Mystic 333, throwing it down towards the end. Such a beautiful night, too. Thank you, Mystic, for being a supporter. Oh, yeah. All right. Hold on. I'm checking. I didn't even hear any alarms go off. Hold on. Right. And that's true. All right. Here's the video. Third Phase of Moon. Thanks for the support. Mucho gusto generoso. Agujgo.
Cousins, along with
freaking times do I have to say it? Every time. There's always something new that I've never seen before that will pop up in a video. It doesn't matter where it came from, but it's always something I've never seen before. This I have no idea what this is, but I'm thinking it's probably not 30 frames a second. I would think it's not. I'm not sure. This is probably a distorted image of what we're really seeing, but I don't really know. I've never seen anything like it. I have nothing to reference this to. That's it. It could be a balloon, I don't know. With a light in it? LED balloon? It's a weird one. Let's hear what they say.
Yeah, this one's a pretty interesting one. This came across our table just about a week ago, and now we're sharing it with you. It's a door cam video that captures a phenomenon. We don't quite know what it is, but we're going to be slowing this down, getting a couple frames of it, even giving it a fast forward just to see its kind of course that it takes. But here's a still we're looking at right here. Seems like it has this plasmic shield around this kind of mass of darkness with a point of light in front of this. What is this?
You know, as we look at it closer, I'm trying to make out exactly what this possibly could be. I don't
Never
have
seen
an
anything
explanation for you. That's why we're sharing it with you. If I'm going to speculate, this could be some kind of atmospheric disturbance, some weather phenomenon, but right now it is extraordinary what we're looking at. Could this be some kind of unknown biological being that's being captured? I'm not exactly sure, but again, as you stated,
it's a trash bag with the jetpack. Exactly.
In front of this cloud, this dark cloud. Dude, I'm wondering if this could be even paranormal. I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting. You can see it kind of take a bank left to right, then do this kind of awkward trajectory to the right.
It's a flying cat. Case closed.
Again, it's hard to tell. Could this be something on the lens? I don't think so. I think it's actually something off in the distance. It's a good capture. If this is a UFO, it's one of the weird ones because it doesn't really look like a craft. It, like you said, it almost looks biological.
It's weird. Yes, it looks like a cat with the light in its ass. Here's the head. Cat's actually looking directly at us going, "You looking at me?" There's the feet. There's the tail. There's the propulsion out the a-hole. Holy cats, Batman. Nah, this is a weird one. So, what is it? This is what I like. I like the outline of it. I don't know why, but you see how it's conforming to the cat here, but it doesn't conform here. Why? Shouldn't it go down and around just the same way it goes into the stomach when it conforms to it? Maybe it's fake. Maybe they added it.
You know, when
I mean, the people, not Third Phase. Come on, guys.
Looking at these things, and when you can't explain it, that's the mystery behind what we do.
When you can't explain it, it's fake. Right? That's what everybody does. Nah, it's a weird one.
Here at Third Phase Moon.
Sure is weird.
Evidence as it comes in.
All right, what do you got next for us, guys?
Paranormal, ET in nature, or possibly some CGI going on. I'm deeming this legitimate video. I'm pretty much saying that this is the real thing. The question is, what are we looking at? Now, we've got more videos coming into Third Phase Moon, so we wanted to share them with you right away. Give us a big thumbs up if you're enjoying this live premiere. Now watch this.
We've seen these. This looks like I've seen this video before. I've seen this UFO before. I've seen this balloon before.
Acorn-shaped craft.
Perfect stop. That's as clear as we're going to get. This is so bizarre. So I think I see a string. Not sure. Probably not. Of course I'm going to say that. It's not. I don't know what this is. This is a taco. Or it is bizarre. See these little dark areas? Okay. In a few of the sightings right here too that I have, see, there's these dark spots that appear. I've seen these in many, many videos. And I'm not talking about when there's a very bright reflection and it creates that black aura. You know what I mean? When there's oversaturation of light. That's not this, because it looks like a cloudy day. Doesn't look like it's reflecting the sun in an immediate direction. You know, it's cloudy. So what are these black dots? I think that's how the craft moves, if it's real. Why? Because I've seen it before in non-balloon videos. And this is why it's so important. I have to get my videos out there. This is very unique. And I'm glad I'm seeing it because it validates, if not, it debunks what I have. I'm interested. This is an interesting looking video so far.
Metallic. it seems on its sheen. We're not exactly sure.
Wow. That is, I don't know, man. Balloons wobble and shit. Hey, look at the imperfection here. And it's got to be a balloon, right? It looks like a balloon.
This thing is at least 42, maybe 60 feet in height, maybe about 40 feet in length here.
See that, why they circled there?
The lights, as you see it, they twinkle in and out. Those top two right at the 12 o'clock position.
Yeah, it's weird.
There's a kind of a contrast making this thing pop a little bigger. This thing has nodules on the side and maybe even one at the bottom. This is a pretty good capture. Now we got a still right here. 3 lights right at the 12
Okay, can this be a balloon? Yeah. Is it? I don't think so. It's very stationary. That's the problem I have. Balloons are a mess. And when they have a string, yeah, a string may do what the moon does for the Earth. You know, it kind of pulls it in one place, and while it's fighting the gravity, it kind of almost, you know, levels out and there's more stability, but it's still wobbling. This thing doesn't. It's very good. So far, so good.
clock position. Like you said, like this thing is massive. It kind of does have this metallic look to it. And
look at
these
that.
things are being seen all over the world. Here's another example
that's not it.
of a similar flight path and similar structure. Again, another one.
Yeah, I'm digging these.
Very
videos.
stable.
We have the archive coming in from around the world over the years.
That one
It's nice
isn't.
to compare some of these.
That's what I'm
craft that have been
talking about.
spotted in different
See
regions.
it? See how it's leaning? That's the bullshit. But look, you see the aura? I'm showing you this because this is an artifact of the filming, the video. This is not a gravity bubble around the craft. How do you know? Because it's on every single object. It's on airplanes, birds, and everything. That's how I know.
Across the planet, but once again, are we looking at some kind of hot air balloon? I'm not seeing any gondola underneath this or any kind of
Man, that to me is a balloon.
A big, large craft, and it again seems.
But
that it has
does it mean a UFO couldn't tilt on its side? Because they have been documented to tilt on their sides before taking off. Not with the long conal ejection thing coming out the ass of it, but if that thing turns on its side and that cone shape goes in, folds up into a disc. You see what I mean? It would look like the gimbal. That should frighten everybody here. And actually, it is moving like the gimbal. Hey, you know me. I think the gimbal's a regular man-made object. But is it? See, I think if this is a real craft, I believe it folds inward. It falls in on itself. Like those Russian dolls, you know, every time you take one out, there's a smaller one in it. Well, that's how this goes in. Then you'll have this point on the top and a point on the bottom and on the sides, just like the gimbal. Don't dismiss everything you see, Rich. I'm not trying to dismiss everything. But when there's a wobble and I can't be there to see it and I can't touch it, feel it, taste it, or have any action other than just seeing what I see, I have to go by the most logical explanation on planet Earth in this reality, and that would have to be a balloon. However, I can be 1,000,000% wrong. Doesn't that suck? So I'm going to say it's a balloon, but I'm going to say it. I don't really know. For this object, not everyone. I know.
This metallic sheen.
They're just going through some of the objects that look similar to this. So.
And it's.
Well, we'll never know. It definitely looks like a ship. Andrea Coran says it does look like there may be one object up there. Hard to tell. But the thing is, all right, let's pause that. Let's go back. Let's do something because I just noticed it is moving, I think. So, come on. Let's go back to the beginning. All right. See these lights down here? Let's do this. Keep an eye here. You got 2 here, 1 here. This is pretty much centered over these 2 lights. Now, let's move it up a few minutes and see how far it's moved. Here we go. 2 minutes ahead, 4 minutes ahead. Go. It appears to have moved slightly to the left, but that's after 4 minutes. Now, this may have been stationary the whole time and just could be the angle. He could have walked a little bit. Doesn't look like it. It looks like he stayed in the same place. Yes, he does. But before I said this looked like it was directly above. When he zooms in a little closer, it looks like it's slightly over the left light here. So let's go back and take another look from that beginning point. And yeah, that could be over this thing. It looks like it even came down in altitude, right? Let's take a look. Ready? Huh. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good video, though, so far. Okay, let's continue.
Yeah, you can see it change colors there a little bit as these lights undulate. Yeah, maybe animals do have a sixth sense when it comes to the paranormal.
Oh, I'm sorry.
When you
there we go.
Animals, dogs react to the phenomenon. It gives you indication that there's something out there, something strange. You look at the dog, it's looking at its owner, tilting its head. It's like, are you okay? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? This is crazy stuff. But besides the dog and the human interaction with the phenomenon, we're getting a closer look. I'm doing the side-by-side.
Hey, you have to admit, though, the dog legitimately looks like he's looking at the UFO. The dog doesn't move the whole time. He sits there and looks in that direction the whole time. It makes you wonder if there's some sort of frequency that's being aimed this way. Maybe they can see the cameraman and his dog out in public. Maybe they can sense the frequency coming off the camera heading their direction. Who knows? Whatever it is, man, it's a good video. It's good. It's good for ufology to have a good one like this, especially with animals. Animals. Dun, 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 dun.
Comparison, I added a little bit of brightness contrast to the one to the right. Got a little closer, and what we're looking at is some kind of craft just levitating there, stationary in the sky, displaying this weird luminosity, this blue light that's coming off of this. And again, I'm not seeing any indication that this is a drone, nor do we hear any indication.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it came down in altitude either. It's up there.
Yeah, you can see it change colors there a little bit as these lights undulate. Yeah, maybe animals do have a sixth sense when it comes to the paranormal. You can see it take a look right there again. The animal seems fascinated by what's going on up there.
Well, all right, let's cut the BS. Nobody knows if that dog is looking at those lights. I don't know it. They don't know it. The cameraman doesn't know it because nobody looks at the dog's eyeballs. And I'll be honest with you, the dog right there started laying down like, looking in the direction its master is looking. If the guy looked to the left, the dog would be looking to the left. It's nature. It's the dog. It's that pack mentality. His owner is giving that vibe. Maybe. Just have to look at it from all angles. Nobody knows what that dog is seeing. You can't say the dog is transfixed on the object in the sky. Generally, dogs don't know what the hell's going on up there. They're not going to be looking. It's not natural. Dogs are always looking, level because that's what they do. They're predators and that's that. They're always looking at what's on plane level. They don't normally look up because there's usually no attacks coming from above. So for a dog I want to see its eyeballs. If I see this from a dog instead of just this, or actually this, oh, look, Rich is looking down at his keypad. No, I'm not. It looks like he's looking down at his schneckle. Nope. It looks like he's looking down at the chair. Nope. I had my eyes closed. See, you don't know. The dog could have put himself to sleep, just sat there. So let's stop playing devil's advocate and let's just call it what it is. Balloons. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know, but it is interesting. And it's nice to speculate, to think that my dog is special just like me. These aliens came here for us. That's all. My dog, he sensed it. I saw it. I recorded it. You see the dog is looking right. What the hell? All right. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. You're going to play ball, huh? What time is it? Oh, shit.
There, again, these lights just seem to twinkle. There doesn't seem to be any means of propulsion. They kind of fade in and out. Again, this does not look like a conventional drone to me, and the person on the ground.
Oh, God, no.
So as well. That's why
that's not a drone.
Again, the animal there, the dog, he's a really good dog too, because he's seen something and he's aware that something's out there, maybe even looking at them.
Yeah, not exactly sure what we're looking at, but again, it is very strange, and obviously animals pick up on this. They have this kind of sixth sense.
Well, Cousins Brothers nailed another episode. That's right. Apollo's up next. Well, I'll put the link to that in the show description so you can see. We'll continue that tomorrow. And you can check out what Apollo said. I don't know. She must have went on special report. Oh, yeah. She went to... oh, that's right. She did do a special report to Giant Rock. That's cool. Oh, we got to watch that tomorrow. You can go there right now if you want, because we're done. Hey, thanks again. Another episode in the can. We know Tim Phillips is now the AARO temporary manager of the AARO baseball team. What did I say? Dude, it might as well be a baseball team. Look at all the hits that are coming out of it. Lies, deception, temporary director steps down already. Because bad AARO. Well, you could always count on these people stabbing each other in the back. So more to come. Thank you very much for hanging out. Tomorrow morning, don't forget, Alien Girl 111, UFOs in the morning. Morning UFOs with Star Child Amy, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we do 7 p.m. here. All right? So you get it. But we bookend the whole day. If she went at 5 a.m., I'd go at 5 p.m. Capiche? No, I wouldn't, but... All right. Thank you, everybody. We'll be back mañana, 7 p.m. We were on time today. You're welcome. That's right. Every now and then we get it right. But I appreciate everybody hanging out. And we do it here every single day, the best we can. We try to bring you truthology. Oh, that's truthology for ufology, kids. For you. It is for you. So be good to everybody, all right? Treat people as you want to be treated. But love yourself first. And say a prayer for my Uncle Tommy. Might be his last night. So, thank you very much. And alien bless, Uncle T. Good night.
just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. God have mercy on your soul.
Warning. Control life. Warning. Warning. Failure. Control life.